Okay, we're talking about self-defense. I want to talk about what happens after you're assaulted, let's say at work. Why should you care? And most importantly, what can you do about it? This is Kelly's story. Please stick around to the end. You'll be glad you did. On April 10, 2019, I was assaulted at work. I was seated when my attacker became agitated at my colleague, stood up, put both hands on me, and pushed me, then slapped me. When my colleague called for help, it took 17 minutes for someone to arrive. She had to call twice and was asked if it was truly an emergency the first time that she called. I immediately called for 2 other male colleagues to sit with me. It took another 10 minutes for my boss to arrive and to tell me to call 911 and deal with it myself. It took more than 40 more minutes for the police to arrive, at which point the police officer told me it was a bad idea to press charges because I wouldn't want to ruin anyone's life. I left work more than an hour later without my supervisor ever asking me if I was okay. At 8:30 p.m. that night, I was called by Human Resources and told that I was to stay home pending an investigation, as well as threats that were made against myself and my colleague by family members of the individual who assaulted me. This was supposed to be for our own safety. 2 days later, the Director of Human Resources requested a meeting. He served me with an incident report alleging unprofessional conduct. I was not told specifically what conduct was found to be unprofessional. He was rude and angry that I had nothing more to offer than the statements I and my colleague had already made in writing at the time of the assault. I was told to stay home until further notice. The individual who assaulted me was not asked to stay home. They were not disciplined in any way and continued like nothing had happened. Now let me reiterate that I was the victim of a physical assault and am now being investigated for having somehow caused my own attack. Kelly is a teacher. Now, one study that I came across claims that 80% of teachers surveyed had been attacked 1 or more times in the past 12 months. Kelly, I'm sorry you were treated that way. But we can get ahead of this. My name is Andrew. I teach a strange little self-defense course. I call it strange because nobody else is doing what we do the way we do it. And that includes massive amounts of training in what we call the aftermath. What we teach, it's not intuitive. But once you try it, you'll never go back. And that goes for you as well. If nobody is out there helping you, we can. Reach out. Message me directly right here.